Best ball time. Tyler, are you ready for our first best ball drafts?
I sure
Hello.
am.
Let's go. Here we go. Welcome to the Line Star YouTube channel. And this is actually our first best ball draft of the season. Well, not really for us individually, but as a team. The Line Star team is back together to draft a hopefully winning team for best ball. As always, check out Underdog. Let's go ahead and enter into Best Ball Mania here with a $25 entry. I have selected 30 seconds per pick because, sometimes I get the fat fingers on the broadcast here. So we're going to do that one. How you feeling, Tyler? How are your best ball drafts going?
I am feeling well. Best ball drafts are going well. It's been a nice start to the best ball summer.
It sure has. And if you haven't already checked out our content that we've gone over several people to watch as far as positions, some sleeper picks elsewhere on our YouTube channel. So check out that content. Do us a favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. And if you want, come join us in this best ball draft right here. Hopefully we can get some good players here. We're just waiting for it to be filled out right now. We are waiting for 9 people, so hop on in. What else do you have to do with your Thursday besides, maybe watch some baseball? We got NBA action tonight. I know a lot's going on. People are on vacation. It's that time of the year, but we've got some best ball drafting to do. So let's get after it here. I'm excited if you can't tell. And I just want to make sure that we are all operational, good to go in our live stream.
I just got into the chat, so I will be monitoring that.
Let's fire it up. Fire up the chat.
What number draft is this for you? Like 2, 3, 4?
This is probably 4. I would say I gotta keep my focus here. The last draft I got distracted by something, and because I'm trying to multitask. Gotta stop doing that. Waste of an entry. So yeah, I'm excited to talk a little strategy as we do this. Still waiting on this one to fill out. And where have you, I feel like of the drafts that I've done, I've been all over the map. Like one I was maybe 3 or 4. Another draft I was drafting from I hate it, but maybe 11 spot. How have your drafts been?
I've drafted everywhere a decent amount lately. I've been getting a lot of the back end, the 10, 11, 12, and I actually really, really like that spot right now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully we can get a good spot here. And
yeah, still waiting for 8.
See. Still waiting. Come on, people.
These have been filling up fairly quickly here.
Yeah. I'm wondering if it's because we did the 30-second one. It's taking a little longer than usual. But
yeah, that's probably what it is. I think everybody's just been clicking the 20 because it's the first one.
Yeah, exactly. We'll fill it out here. While we are waiting, I guess we'll go ahead and plug the Line Star app and I'm actually going to pull that up. We have a best ball rankings tool that not only does it have rankings, but you could also take a look at, we have a specific tool, like a game's heat map. So you can look at playoff scenarios and implied totals for points for the certain teams, 15, 16, and 17 weeks of the season. So that's helpful for those of you guys who are trying to stack some potentially high scoring players on those teams. What is your strategy as it pertains to do you at all incorporate theory of playoffs into your strategy in building a team?
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to, because advancing through the regular season is great, but you don't really make money until you're advancing through the playoffs. And so that's why there's such an emphasis on stacking, because in those playoff weeks, you're trying to beat a lot more teams than just 11. You're trying to beat 16 and only 2 advance or 1 advance. And with that, you need whatever edge you can get in stacking some games, definitely helps that.
Definitely. All right. Let me see here. Waiting for 5 people. I'm just trying to make sure our live stream, we are operational there. And I'm just going to drag a little thumbnail over there. Save that. And let's do this. Let me see.
All right, 4 more.
Four
Good
more
call
to
going 30 seconds though, just because these when we're talking and everything, that
yeah.
extra 10 seconds
It's
helps.
easy to, yeah, especially when we're trying to debate who we should go with. I figured we'll give ourselves the 10 seconds.
Hmm.
So, that, let's see. Let me pull up the live stream. There you go. All right. Now I can see your comments. So make sure you comment. How are your best ball drafts going? Any thoughts on this upcoming season? Now, last season, we talked a little bit about it on our most recent show that we did, where we talked about just the overall roster construction strategies heading into this. But last year's just running backs dominated.
Hmm.
And for those that employed zero RB strategy, wasn't a great year. However, the consensus that both of us came to was might have been an anomaly of a year. Usually you don't see that many running backs staying as healthy as they did last year, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not usual that the running backs all stay healthy, and that's kind of what happened. It killed those late round RB picks, hurt a lot of my teams because I did a ton of zero RB. Uh, but I just can't see that happening
All right. So
again,
what kind of
at least.
strategy? Let's talk our strategy for this team, Tyler. What are you going in with anything in mind? Are we trying to do like a hero RB situation? What are your thoughts?
Uh, it really depends on where we're drafting and how it comes
Yeah.
down. I don't really try to start with some sort of idea. Overall, hero RB is kind of my favorite because it's kind of the best of both worlds. Gives you that one kind of anchor stud to the running back, but you still get the possible upside if you hit on the right backup,
Yeah.
where the starter
Yeah, I
gets hurt.
agree. Yeah, definitely. All right, how many more do we have? 2 people. We're getting there.
Hmm. And Peter's quarter life crisis is asking what's my favorite to pick. I got to go 10 through 12 right now. I really
Really?
like that area. Um, I mean, obviously, it's great to get the Saquons and whatnot, but I love the upside right now of being able to get like a Nico Collins and a Monra or Brian Thomas Jr. and one of those other top end wide receivers, or a CMC or a Genti if you want to have one running back, one receiver. I think there's just a lot more combos there that I like, and whereas if you're in the top part, you're not drafting again until so late. So
Yeah.
I just would rather it. And you know, a lot's been made about Saquon Barkley and his 430 touches or whatever he had last
Yeah.
year, and with that type of workload, can he go back to back seasons? But then also,
Yeah.
like, Chase just had an unreal season. Can he really do that back to back? And then you have Justin Jefferson. We don't know what their quarterback situation is going to be like. So it's not like, those top guys are without questions.
Yeah. He mentioned Barkley, and the note I have is he said over 1,000 plus touches over a 3-year span, entering his age 28 season. Of the 37 running backs with 150 plus touches, 2024, Saquon, 48% rush success rate, actually ranked 10th, 3.17 yards after contact per rush. You know where he ranked? 15th. So, like, I could see a conversation or I know he's awesome. The quad father, or like he's awesome, but I can also see, oh,
All
here we go.
right. Wow,
Anyways,
we
I
got
can
a
also
lot of
see fading
badges.
Saquon a little bit as well. We've had this
A lot
discussion
of people with
before.
badges in our.
Ah, nice. All right. So,
All
what are
right.
you
So we're at
thinking?
7.
What I don't know that I've drafted from the 7th spot. I'm kind of excited. I think it's my lucky number. Here we go. Let's go after that.
Lucky 7, huh?
2.5 million is the prize money.
2 mil, I believe.
2 mil.
Yeah.
2 milli.
I believe it's the same exact as last year.
Draft starts in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. First draft of the season as the Line Star team starts right now with Jamar Chase typically getting off the draft board first. Okay, here we are.
Yeah. No surprise there.
No surprise at all. Whoops, gotta mute myself. Okay. Jefferson.
Barkley. So the normal 1, 2, 3 start. Now Bijan probably and Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Although I'm
where it
sort of
gets interesting.
Tyler, you might disagree with this. I'm kind of coming around on the Cowboys offense. I was reading an article about them recently.
Oh,
I
I
you in
have
on
a
them?
ton of Lamb. Yeah, I mean they're going to throw the ball a ton. With that
Exactly.
running back room, it's just complete dust. Jaden Blue, ran a 4.3, but can he do it in the NFL? Question marks. Yeah. There goes Lamb. Now
There he
Gibbs is
goes.
probably going to go here. And my
Well,
bet would be Nakua for us.
let's do it.
So I
Do you think he will be
personally,
impacted at all by the Devontae Adams?
I think it probably helps him just take away some coverage. I think he's
Sure.
clearly the number one
Yeah.
still there.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is that Puka has insane numbers without getting touchdowns. If touchdown variance goes his way, there's a chance that people could be talking about him as a top 3 or 4 pick next year.
Yeah, that's very true. CMC
CMC
and
is the one that's going in the first round that I question the most, I think.
it makes sense given the fact that you've got to think the 49ers this season aren't giving him a full workload. They've got to keep him on some kind of a, so that he stays healthy the whole season, some kind of a pitch count or something. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. So, wow, Nico still on the board. I'd expect 13 to take him here. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we are 4 picks away now, and our first pick was Puka Nakua.
Mm-hmm.
Who do we think could potentially grab
My bets would be going Achan, Bowers,
Mm-hmm.
or Ladd.
Yep. Lads off the board. Somebody heard you.
Oh, wow, at 14.
Yeah,
Well, I wouldn't have
that was.
taken them there, but
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see that there. All right, I'm gonna go Devon Achan.
that or Bowers would be my pick there. I don't mind
Mm-hmm.
Achan whatsoever. He bulked up last season, and we definitely didn't see the explosion that we're used to. I
Yeah,
think there's the chance a little bit of that could come back, like it has for Tony Pollard a little bit.
definitely.
Where Pollard was the same type, kind of had the explosiveness, bulked up because he was going to get more workload, and then just didn't have that explosiveness. But it's kind of coming back a little bit for him.
And a minute. Let me pull up the grid here. All right.
All right. So then what do we? Rasheed Rice gone. JSN. JSN is one of my higher exposed guys right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we're 5 picks away. We are likely going to we could set up probably the good old Miami go Tyreek and
Mm-hmm.
Achan situation.
Yep.
Also don't hate going with Mike Evans, who should be available there, and Miami Tampa play week 17.
Nice. Yeah, you got to think Tyreek Hill is going to bounce back, right? Didn't had a bit of a disappointing season last year. Dealt with a wrist issue, right? Was it
I
with the
have
wrist?
very little Tyreek right now.
Okay.
I just
Are you
have
worried about
not
it?
been able to. I'm very worried about him.
Mm-hmm.
The problem, yeah, I have 0% of him right now. I need to get more of him because I mean, he can break fantasy, so I have to have a little bit. But
Yeah.
he's been a guy that's very hard for me to take. I mean, it was a wrist injury. He still should have been able to get open. And he just wasn't really. So,
Oh, and Tyreek got swiped from us, unfortunately. So,
or
with our
fortunately,
next,
oh,
or
if
fortunately
Trey
for
McBride's still there, I kind of feel like we got to take McBride.
let's do it. Trey McBride. All right. So, running back, wide receiver, tight end. Little balanced approach. I think I had a good note on McBride here. Let me see. Yeah, led all tight ends, Tyler, last season in target share, targets per route run, targets per game, catches per game. Led all tight ends with 34 red zone targets, but tied for just 24th at the position with 2 actual touchdowns. So you got to think that's coming his way. I like it.
Yeah. So Tyreek only had 2 drops last year, 1.6% drop rate. Yeah, he didn't have Tua a ton, but he had
Yeah.
50 less targets. Like I don't know. Like I am definitely a little worried about him.
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully his performance always so tied to Tua's too, which is what you worry about as well, considering Tua hasn't been healthy.
I mean, we've been saying it for 3 years now, but one more concussion and it could be done.
Yeah.
Let's see who's on. We're coming up here, so let's
Oh
see
yeah,
who
you're
we
right.
got
You're right.
coming up
Okay.
here.
You're right. So we got
I would be on Tet McMillan personally. I will take
Yep,
that
I'm all over
little
that.
bit
Let's go.
ADP. We need wide receiver. So now coming back around again, I think we should be looking at wide receiver again, just because. I mean,
Yep.
I don't generally start with a running back and a tight end,
Yeah.
this early in the same lineup. So I would definitely want to make sure I'm getting wide
Yeah.
receiver before the cliff kind of comes.
One thing we talked about on the last show was when it's like the optimal roster construction. But there was a great article on Underdog. I'll try to put it in the chat, but it was from Underdog, and I'll see if I can find it. But it basically studied the top scoring lineups throughout the past 5 years of best ball, and it's basically they came to the conclusion that it's most optimal to have 3 wide receivers through round 6, 4 to 5 through round 10, and then overall you want to have 6 to 8. Was the consensus based on all the data. Obviously, a little variation season to season, but generally speaking, is that kind of in line with your builds, Tyler?
Oh,
Is having
100%.
yeah.
I mean, I'm very rarely going only 6 wide receivers. I'm usually 7 or 8. Rarely going 9, but will occasionally if I'm kind of weak there and just want to attack it with numbers.
Yeah.
Let's check the board here.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
So
so
as far as
Zay and Zay, Sutton, or um, Ridley would be my targets here. Those are
yeah,
clearly my 3
well
favorite that are left. We're
Sutton's
gonna get one of
off.
them. Ah,
Flowers, I'll just put him in the queue there.
all right, we're gonna get one of
Yeah.
those guys. So the nice thing about Ridley, oh nice, they went Hunter. Yeah, I'm good. Either one of these guys.
I'm gonna go Flowers here.
All right.
Let's do it.
The thing that I do really like about going Ridley, and I know we didn't this time, is that it gives you that late Cam Ward stack. What I've been finding with
Yeah, the Cam
quarterbacks
one.
is they start to go a little earlier than you'd really like, and having that fallback is real nice.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how he does this year, and I think there is a lot of upside with him. You're dealing with a guy who's basically been in college for forever, so I feel and at different programs too, right? So I feel like this is kind of like a professional college quarterback coming right into the league, and I guess one of the advantages of now that guys are staying in college a bit longer is they're a bit more polished coming into the league, so they're kind of like ready. And from all reports, he's like really crushing it as far as the studying is concerned.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
So
the camp buzz, is pretty high on him for sure.
yeah.
Pete's quarter life crisis had a good little note here.
Oh yeah.
Post
What we got?
32 decline, the drop off becomes significant after age 32. Only 5.57% of peak seasons occur after this age, and a mere 1.52%
Ooh.
happen after 34, and Tyreek will be 31 this season. So he's just before that. Oh, we're next on the clock here, so let's check what we got here.
That's a good note though, and fortunately, I guess whoever took him saved us from having him on our roster. Maybe
I
that
would
was for the
be
best.
hammering Jawan Jennings here personally. I do really like his profile, and I mean, I think he's the wide receiver 1 for at least the first 4 weeks, and then is
Yep.
going to have a role the rest of the season.
So our team right now: Achan, Puka, T Mac, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Trey McBride. Like it. How late have you been taking quarterbacks? Let's see what. I'm gonna just pull up. Let's see what the earliest. I kind of wasn't paying attention enough, but yeah, Lamar round 4 was when you had the run for Lamar, Jaden, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts was in the 5th.
And that's actually a little late on all of them. They're usually more, or Lamar and Allen's mid 30s.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then the next run comes around like 90-ish. I mean, there's Joe Burrow, and then the next real run of quarterback.
When have you usually been hopping in on that? It depends.
All depends on the team. Mm-hmm. I mean, with our setup right now, we're going, say, Ayuk and Purdy isn't a terrible idea for us.
Yep.
Stafford is going late. He'll be available for us. And then there's some nice late options to kind of backstack with Stafford too. Bryce Young, I like. We got Tet. You know, we have some later outs for sure, which is nice.
All right. 2 picks away here. And right now we've got a running back, 4 wide receivers, a tight end. Are you still kind of hammering that wide receiver position?
I would be if Myers falls to us. I would be taking that.
Mm-hmm.
I will value hound that one all day long. He did
We
not.
just missed it.
Um, can you scroll down a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we could set up that Ayuk stack if we want to go with Ayuk. I do like Jaden Reed also. Don't hate going Tony Pollard. But
Yeah, I'm gonna just go
Ayuk.
Ayuk here. I kind of like
Mm-hmm.
this. What we got working with a little San Francisco. Maybe we. When did you say? Let's see when Purdy's
He's
been
at like
going.
100 to
Yeah.
5.
Okay.
Yeah. So not with the next pick, but possibly the one after.
Mm-hmm.
Can we see who has George Kittle?
It is
Laced Ace.
laced ace. Yeah.
So
They might
yeah,
be. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they are. I think they're the one worry we got to,
The
but they would have
competition.
to. Oh, I mean Ricky Pearsall, person too, but both those
Mm-hmm.
people will have to reach for them before we pick, and our 104 or whatever is just
Mm-hmm.
before his ADP, anyways.
All right.
If they want to reach for him,
Go
more
for it.
power to them.
Okay, Mahomes off. We are 4 picks away. Again, we have Achan, Nakua, T-Mac, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk. So looking for hopefully maybe getting a nice little Brock Purdy, San Francisco 49ers stack if we can. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little squad we've got going here. I like the Trey McBride pick a lot.
Man, we just keep getting value dropping to us, and I just feel like we keep just taking ADP, but we only have one running back. Aaron Jones has the spike weeks. He's old. He's not going to play all 17, but the upside's there.
Let's do it. Yeah, and yeah, I like that one.
So, yeah,
Rookie
what are we going to be
quarterback. They're going to
going
be
next?
leaning on him a
We'll
good
be at
bit.
102 or 103
102
for our next pick.
for next. So yeah, let's see.
So
There he
we,
is.
yeah, we could go Purdy there. See if,
Mm-hmm.
wow, Laced has
See.
4 running backs and 2 tight ends
Wow.
already.
Yeah.
That is interesting.
An interesting strategy.
All right, they went Mayfield. Not likely to take another quarterback
Yep.
when they come back around here. Is that who Hames who has Purcell? Yep. So
Mm-hmm.
they are, and they took Robinson.
They just
now.
took Robinson.
Yeah.
Okay.
The 49ers have the Bears for their week 17. So if we're getting
I like that.
one,
Yeah, that's sweet. What's the implied total there? Let's pull that up.
it is right now at 49ers implied is 26.25. Total is 46.5.
Let's do it. Yep. It's a good one. So
All right, Hayden. Uh, Scatta
where did
boys.
it go?
Oh, laced went Kelsey, so they now have 3 tight ends. What?
Wow.
That is an interesting lineup there. Um, so do you want to push Brock Purdy and hope he comes back around to us and we get value on him? That Purcell, Pearsall, and Kittle have gone, and those 2 drafters aren't going to have him. Or should we just cut our losses, take him, and go for it? Because we could go.
What's your alternate theory here? In less than 10 seconds.
Scroll down a little bit, see who else we have here. I mean, we could go Tyrone Tracy. We could go Luther Burden, but we could get Burden coming back around. I would just say
Let's go
that's
Purdy
less
here.
likely.
Yeah, I feel. I just want to lock in this one. Bang bang Niner gang. There we are. Purdy. We got the stack. Could have risked. Yeah, probably. I don't know though.
Yeah, I may have pushed it if I was on the clock there.
Tyler's more risked, I guess, than I am. I'm like, well, it's right here. I feel like I've been burned by that approach.
The guy that I want for us coming back here would be Luther Burden. Get that week 17 correlation and just some more talent there at the running back spot. I wouldn't mind Tyrone Tracy, or sorry, at the wide receiver spot. What other running backs are around? Can you scroll down?
Najee, Charbonnet.
Everything else I don't mind waiting on. Yeah.
Yeah, so. I like Luther Burden is an interesting one. He kind of had a bit of a down year his last year in college, and but he has that ability, like that upside that's like crazy good. But do you think this Bears offense should take it? And then he just got snagged. I need to stop talking about him.
I don't mind going Jonnu here. We already have Achane, so he just got taken too. Stars Charbonnet, just so we at least have him, and let's keep thinking about. Let's go down a little bit. Who else we got?
Ramondre.
Yeah, we should probably just go Sharbs, get some extra running back help there.
Let's go.
Shaheed, I think, is going too late, but he is so hard for me to click. Just with that quarterback situation. And Peter just said Burden, meh, too many wide receivers there.
Oh.
Yes, there are too many wide receivers there, but Rome wasn't that great last year. We got Ben Johnson coming in. DJ Moore just looked like he gave up on the team, and so there is the chance that Burden could, just be good and step into some volume and a little bit more of a questionable.
That culture is going to change now significantly, right? With Ben Johnson now I'm fine taking a gamble on that. Some of those
you're taking Burden in the 10th round, 9th round, it's not like you're expecting him to do much, but he was drafted highly. Like they believe in him and want him involved. They're not taking him that high without getting him out there. But there is worries because he's a rookie and he's, had the soft tissue uh, injury, missed some camp. Loveland also for Chicago is in that same boat. So Komet is, a little interesting,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's an interesting kind of like thought exercise there.
Yeah, from what I gather, there were some reports that during his last season at Mizzou, just not giving routes full effort, that effort might have been a factor.
Mhm.
How true that is, and that stuff comes up anytime there's like a player being considered for the draft, so you don't know really how to take that. But he was at one point, like 2 years ago, you would have thought he was for sure going to be, one of the top wide receivers off the board.
Uh, so Shannon, what's our full team right now?
Yeah, so we have Brock Purdy, Achan, Jones, Charbonnet, so 3 running backs. Nakua, T Mac, Zay Flowers, Juwan
Oh yeah,
Jennings,
we got
Brandon
Trey.
Ayuk, and Trey McBride. So
Yeah.
coming up on our next pick here,
Uh,
um, are we trying to
having
get
some.
another? Go
I don't
ahead.
mind having some safety and going Christian Kirk at the wide receiver spot. I cannot draft Javante. Uh, who else is around there? Can you scroll down a
For
little?
running backs?
Ray Davis. Well, just in general, Ray Davis. I don't
Yeah.
mind. Everybody
There's
else,
your
I'd wait on.
Jaden Blue pick.
Yeah, he's. I'm not taking
Yeah, I
him
think
early.
Kirk is fine. Yeah. Um,
Kirk, I don't love it, but I mean, he's gonna play a role on this offense, and with Nico Collins taking the top off, he should have plenty of room on the inside
yeah.
in the slot.
All right. Let's go back to the big board. Let's see. Pull up the Pete Quarter Life Crisis says, I think I'll have zero burden.
Yep. Hey, to each their own.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have some. I'm not gonna have a ton, but he's not a player that I'm gonna go 20% on or something. But
Mm-hmm.
when I can, I definitely will be getting some. Let's see what I'm at right now for him. I'm at 6% right now.
On
So
burden. Yeah.
yeah. So he has not been somebody that I've been real high on, but I've been trying to take a little of. All right, what do we got here? All right, so we're only 3 picks away. I don't mind starring Ray Davis there.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Benson as well. I would prefer to go running back here, or I mean, I don't mind going tight end either, but one of those would probably be my favorites. That is some Jordan Love value, but we don't have any Green
Yeah.
Bay. However, we could go Dobbs and Kraft. Well, Kraft won't fall to us.
So
Yeah,
keep it
I
Ray
I would say
Davis
either
here.
one. I don't care which one. I'll take either.
Ray Davis it is.
Yeah.
So here we
So one
go.
4 6 1. We
Mm-hmm.
the only issue that I have with our running back room right now is the fact that we have two guys that are going to take a meaningful share week 1 for running back, or really for the first couple weeks, unless an injury over summer presents itself.
Yeah.
That is the only issue with our running back room. Outside of that, I like it. I'm totally fine with it.
And as far as drafting this, you like drafting this time of year, right? Before the camps and the news starts to percolate. What is your thought process?
Last season, May
about?
and June was uh,
Really?
my best teams. So, I've been going a little harder now. Then I'll probably go a little lighter for July and hit it hard again in August when
Mm-hmm.
we have really all the news will be going off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So just gonna scroll the board here. There we go. Coming up on Lucky 13, round 13 here. There's Cam Ward coming
mhm.
off the board there. We talked about him earlier. Good
We gotta
quarterback
start.
to take a shot on late.
Yeah, we got to start thinking about our second quarterback here and kind of looking at who or when. Possibly two quarterbacks. I wouldn't mind Stafford and Bryce Young.
Yep.
Can you click the quarterback? I
Mm-hmm.
want to just see ADPs. Um, both of those guys are right here.
Okay, which way do you lean? Which
Mm,
quarterback?
I mean,
Young between Young and Stafford here.
I wouldn't reach on Stafford. I
Okay.
would reach a little bit on Young. I would be okay doing that. Um, but yeah, I also don't hate going Garendo. He's one of my higher owned running backs. Uh,
Let's
I
go
either one of
Garendo.
those are totally fine for me. I don't care which one.
I like the Garendo pick here.
Um,
And
the
then
reason I would think about reaching for Bryce there is that we could have got Stafford and Bryce both on our team there, and had McMillan with
interesting.
Young and
Mm-hmm.
Puka with Stafford. That's the one reason that I would be okay with reaching a little bit. I generally don't like reaching for my stacks.
So we'll see who comes back. Yeah, after Ward, it was Michael Penix off the board. There's my boy Quentin Johnston. It's funny. So
I
like
love where he's going. I love
you
where he's
do.
going. Yeah, I've been taking him. The most
It's nice
likely
to see him
scenario is
provide a little value this season because I told someone, what was it, 2 years ago when he was entering, I'm like, this guy's awesome. And then he had like the worst rookie season ever. And I felt like such an idiot. But
yeah.
so I was glad when they had the coaching change and then he got a little bit more targets based on basically him being like the only viable wide receiver on that Chargers team. But
I
hey,
mean,
we'll
he has
take
bricks
it.
for hands. Wow, Pat Bryant 156. Whoa.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he's got bricks for hands, but he's gonna have opportunity. He has a great quarterback and an offense that should be improved with a better running game. And I mean, I don't mind going Quentin there for sure. I mean the worry is Trey Harris takes all the volume there, but I mean I don't know. Well, Trey and Ladd, that is.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I just worry about him. I feel like when you have that many other really talented wide receivers that are now coming into the mix, he
hmm
starts showing
oh
those
yeah.
bricks for hands start emerging and he's just cut out completely. That's a
Oh
scenario
yeah.
that could happen.
That's the risk. But early season he's
Yeah,
gonna be the
true,
guy. And then
true.
what happens, who knows?
Yeah.
Um so yeah.
Okay, we're coming up in 2 picks and we still have
Yeah,
our pick,
we'll be taking one of
Bryce
them.
Young.
Um, I I don't love going six RBs, but I don't mind Roshan there just due to the fact I I'm saying if like they're gone, or if somebody didn't want to pick Bryce Young.
Mm-hmm.
More just talking here. Uh, in our setup, I wish we were probably only at 4. If I was going to take, yes, let's take Bryce. But Roshan Johnson would make some sense on this team with the week 17 correlation. And I mean, it's just Devonta Smith there. You know, Ben
Yeah.
Johnson's been using 2 running backs. Like, he's going to get workload. Just how
The only
much is
thing
the
with
big
our
question.
quarterbacks is when is Matt Stafford's bye? His bye is week 8.
8.
Yeah. Okay. Our
Yeah, that
so
sucks.
there we
Week
go.
14. Yeah,
14,
but
but for week 14, we might not have a. We got to get
we
another quarterback.
the thing is that like I was already kind of set on. Oh, there goes Stafford. I was kind of set on going 3 quarterbacks already.
Yeah.
So whatever with that.
Yeah.
It was a bummer that we didn't get Jonnu. If Jonnu fell to us, we could have had Achan, Jonnu, and then grabbed Tua.
Let's pull this back up. Yeah, 2 to 3 quarterbacks is
So
what's
we're going to be in a little bit of a trouble for our 3rd quarterback here. So I think we should start talking about kind of who you want to target and what kind of stack you want to set up there. So maybe click the quarterback thing. We don't have Bowers or Myers, so I'm kind of out on Smith, on Geno. We don't have DK, and Freiermuth is already gone. But with Rodgers, you could still go, say, Calvin Johnson or Calvin Austin or something. Then you have the Indy guys.
Yeah, that's an interesting predicament.
Yeah.
You're rolling the dice on who will be there, and basically, whoever it is, we need them there for week 14.
Well, that's the issue.
I would not go. I would not go with Joe. Given the fact that we have 2 quarterbacks with the same bye week, I feel like we have to go with someone that's going to probably, I don't know. At least that's my perspective. What's yours? Got to go with somebody who's like a Rodgers here.
Let's click back to figure out who we're going to take here over one of the quarterbacks, because we're not going to reach on any of these quarterbacks right now. Oh, wow. Freiermuth is there. So if we take Freiermuth, we can set up the A-Rod.
There we go.
And
let's do it.
I think he is going a little late. One of our commenters also just commented that they think he's going way late.
Yeah, I agree.
With it being literally just DK and Freiermuth, and then you have an Aaron Rodgers-led offense, which last year, between like throwaways, sacks, or check down, Russell Wilson used like 30% of the snaps and just throwaway plays pretty much. That number is going to be better. So just from that, I think the offense will be better for Pittsburgh.
Sure.
Not saying that A-Rod's going to, light the world on fire or anything. But it's at least interesting. And now we have 2 tight ends, so we're fine there. We can just focus on.
But hey, you never know, Tyler. He got married this offseason. Could be, that honeymoon phase where he's just loving life and like it translates to the football fields.
It could. I just don't think he's going to go back to MVP Aaron Rodgers.
That's the power of love, Tyler.
I think he is going to be who he's always been, hyper target a couple guys and be a very slow offense. And that's just kind of what it is. So yeah, but I also don't mind still going Indy here. Like I don't mind going Aiden Mitchell and Daniel Jones or Pierce. The upside is that Aaron Rodgers, we know, is going to be the guy unless he gets hurt for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that for Indy, but I think there's more upside with the Indy quarterbacks.
Yeah, I could see that. Oh no! I guess we're going Indy.
They did us dirty.
Dirty, Kev Mack.
This is
0922.
peak low. I'm crying that I got sniped on Aaron Rodgers.
Peak low.
This is
Oh man,
I'm down
brutal,
bad. All right,
brutal.
so we got three more picks. Aiden Mitchell and Aiden Mitchell. We don't have to take now. We might as well just take Daniel Jones in my eye. Or if you want to go Aaron Rodgers or sorry Aaron Richardson, that's fine. Richardson has the upside. I'm
Given
worried about
his
his
already sprained shoulder right now, isn't he dealing with a shoulder injury right now? It makes me a little
yes,
nervous to be able to click
and
on his
just went to
name.
go see Doctor Attache,
Okay, who is that?
which is
So,
generally not a good thing.
yeah,
So
that does not bode well. So I'll take the safer pick over maybe the possibly more upside with Anthony Richardson.
yeah, I mean, floor matters. I think it is a thing that goes overlooked a little bit in these. You know, we still need to get okay scorers week in and week out to be able to advance, and having that 3 QB definitely helps quite a bit.
So
Yes.
next up, we're 7 picks away. I just wanted to quickly go over our build right now. We've got 3 quarterbacks, 5 running backs, 6 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. So I like our evenly distributed team here. We've got Purdy, Young, and Jones, Achan, Aaron Jones, Charbonnet, Ray Davis, Garendo. Wide receiver, I like our room here. Nakua, T Mac, Zay Flowers, Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk. That's a good wide receivers room right there. If I do say so myself, the tight ends, I like it too here with Trey McBride and Pat Fryermuth, both tremendous upside there.
So what do you want to do as far as our construction here?
All
3,
right.
6, 7, 2, 3, 5, 8, 2.
So I feel that I feel that we could be potentially weak at running back. What do you say? What do you think? Whereas I
Well,
know that
the problem I
there's just
see
not a lot
is
of
that
value.
we're not going to get much right now that's going to give us weekly points. It is boom bust guys,
Yeah,
you know?
sure.
And we already have 3 boom bust guys, so I don't really think we need to go there. I don't mind going a Jalen Cooker and then Adonai Mitchell coming back.
Oh yeah, AD Mitchell.
Um,
I love him.
yeah,
Like
I
that
like
guy.
both of them a lot, and it fits, our stacks. Mitchell's probably a little more important to our team than Coker because we have Tet already there, but I do really like Coker. So yeah, I would say either Coker or Mitchell now,
All
and
right,
then you took Coker.
Coker.
Yeah. So if Mitchell falls back, he's definitely my thought. If we don't have Mitchell, I mean, I don't know. I mean, we could go running back. I don't mind. A Jerome Ford really late is going to give us at least some point upside in the beginning of the season. And then
Taj
it's just
Brooks is
punt
an
guys.
interesting one too. Like I find myself trying to go there.
Brashard Smith is too for
Yeah.
KC. And then I mean, we have Puka, so I don't mind going Corum. Get that stack there, or Hunter if he's still available. But I think that if Kyron got hurt, it would be whatchamacallit. And then Bears Mungai has been getting some steam lately. Their running back, their third
All
running
right.
back.
If you guys are watching this right now, you got a late last round pick for us. Let us know in the comments We're coming up on it here in a second. Let's see. Right now I got a AD Mitchell, but yeah, I don't mind taking a running back either. So either way.
Yeah, I mean, AD Mitchell's my first pick for sure.
And we're going to get him.
Nice.
There we go. Sweet.
All right, the old 3582.
Let's go.
We just need we need an injury so we can have more than 2 usable scores the first few
Laced
weeks.
Ace went 4 QB. 4 running back.
4
6
running back.
wires.
What are his 4 running backs? Click his. Oh, he might end up going 5 running backs here, but
yeah.
Oh, he went another wide receiver. You went back to us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just did
it
it
keeps
again
going back.
Every time it picks.
Yeah.
Well, he went 4 early running backs.
Yeah,
That's fine.
that makes sense.
I don't mind that at all.
Okay.
I don't love the oh wow, totally punted wide receiver.
Yeah.
Oh. All right. Well, there's the rake.
Yep.
That is the rake.
Hey, maybe this strategy works for him this year. I don't know. You never know. Got to take some shots, I guess.
I'm going to tell you no. I can see the future with that one.
Well, just about to wrap up here, but recapping our build. That is not our build. We ended up going 3 quarterback, 5 running back, 8 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, Purdy, Young, Daniel Jones, Achan, Aaron Jones, Charbonnet, Ray Davis, Garendo. I like our pick with Puka. Excited for what he's got in store this season. Of course, Devontae Adams in the mix now, but as Tyler said, that could help Puka. T-Mac, great pick there. Zay Flowers just continues to improve. Juwan Jennings, Brandon Ayuk, nice little 49ers gang right there. Christian Kirk, Jalen Coker, and AD Mitchell. I really feel like our wide receivers room is really good. There's a lot of guys that could go off for sure. Tight ends, Trey McBride and Freiermuth, both super solid. I like it. Mm-hmm. So nice. Not bad for the first one. Just glad I didn't mess up the trigger finger this time and missed on any picks. So that was a win for me. But let us know how you guys are doing in your drafts. Again, like this video, check out our other best ball content videos that we have. We have some strategy videos out, and we will be keeping up with the latest news and continue to do drafts weekly. So make sure to join us every week. Subscribe to Line Star YouTube channel. Maybe sign up for notifications so that you do know when we are going live. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow for our MLB picks. See you next time.